News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, hundreds receive services at a local medical event, and county commissioners decide that Belmont water issues are not a public nuisance. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Dozens of valuable volunteers served our community. It's Monday, October 7th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Remote Area Medical served hundreds of participants this weekend, providing medical, dental, vision, and mental health care services free of charge.
It's been going really, really well. We've had a number of additional providers come today, so we've been able to serve extra people and allow for more slots. We actually currently still have slots available if anyone is looking to have a cleaning done. We had a whole hygiene school come help us out this morning. Awesome. And so that has allowed for more people to come. And we also have an extra vision doctor come, and so we have some more slots for vision. So if anyone is looking to come have either a cleaning or their eyes examined, come on down. Currently, we're at about 215 patients through the door. That's about 100 in vision and a little bit less than 100 in dental, and the remaining have come in for medical services. The way that the whole facility is set up, it allows the patients to come in, get registered, and then kind of go to their separate areas, but not have to walk too far. And then also the parking lot in the front has been a wonderful addition this year, as patients have been able to come in, park, they get their tickets in their car so they can stay in their car. It's been a little chilly the last couple of days, and so it's been nice for them to be able to stay in their car until we open the front doors at 6. Today on the dental floor, we had about 15 come to volunteer, and then in the vision area, we have 6. So on the dental floor today, they're doing fillings, extractions, and cleanings. So in the medical area, we're accepting medical walk-ins until 3:30 today, and we have a number of different medical services going on. We have general practitioners that are here, as well as some women's health doctors. So they're performing manual breast exams, pap smears, any ailments that folks might have, they can come in and talk to somebody. We also have a huge component of mental health as well as brain health. So they're doing assessments and giving tips there. We love coming back. The community welcomes us back, and we see the need, and we're glad that we're able to help fill that gap for the people here in Pahrump. Our website is full of lots of helpful things to know how to do those. So it's ramusa.org, and there's different buttons on there. One to donate if you want to donate monetarily, also to volunteer. That would be coming to a clinic, and you don't have to be a provider necessarily to volunteer at a clinic, though we can't do it without them. You can be a general support volunteer. We need people to help set up, tear down, work the computers, do paperwork. There's also a button on there to host a RAM event. So RAM doesn't go anywhere that we're not invited, and so in order for us to have come to Pahrump, somebody reached out to us, explained what the need was here in Pahrump, and then from there we did about a 12-month planning process to get all the logistics and everything lined up to come.
Well, Belmont property owner Neil Jones filed a nuisance complaint against the county, concerned about illegally drilled wells in Belmont and that the groundwater reportedly had high nitrate levels, which he says is a nuisance. The county commissioners looked into whether the issue concerning the town's 4 households was a public or private nuisance.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, discussion was had regarding a nuisance complaint filed by Neil Jones about the nitrate levels in the water of Belmont. 11 additional pages of proof were added and accepted via motion. Neil Jones begins to speak his case.
Shown on the screen here and as map 1 in section 4 of the evidence package, these are the 3 subject parcels that we've been discussing here. The hatched area around it is the 100-foot separation zone that you're forbidden to be able to put a well into. The wells are directly in the middle of all of these areas that are not supposed to be having wells drilled into them. So the wells drilled in 2015 are unquestionably within the zones that the state laws forbid the wells to be drilled. These separation zones are there to protect the health and safety of the community, prevent the contamination of the wells and water aquifers, and to prevent the occurrence of nuisances. Building your homes without the mandated 1 acre for the residents and septic systems, much less the mandated 1 acre for both septic systems and wells, is asinine. To then claim that you are entitled to have a domestic well due to your failure to abide by the existing laws of the state is beyond asinine.
After confirming things with Neil Jones, Commissioner Wickman makes a statement before making her motion.
At this time, no tangible evidence has been identified to create the urgency to construct a public water or sewer system by the community with 4 full-time households. You provided an ironic statement dated September 17th, 2019 on page 2, second paragraph from the bottom. Quote, "The court stated that to sustain a claim for private nuisance and interference with one's use and enjoyment of the land must be both substantial and unreasonable. Interference is substantial if, internal quotes, normal persons living in the community would regard the alleged nuisance as definitely offensive, seriously annoying, or intolerable," end inside quotes. It was stated to me by a constituent and resident of Belmont that Neil Jones has harassed us since we bought the property. He makes me very uncomfortable, and I'm not going for that reason. And that was in reference to this public meeting. It is ironic. It is safe to assert that you match the court's definition of a private nuisance.
Commissioner Wickman makes a motion to adopt Resolution 2019-32, a resolution finding nuisance conditions do not exist, and it gets a second. Commissioner Cox states that she cannot support this motion. The chairman calls for the vote.
Thank you. This time I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed say nay.
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 3-2. Again.
News 25 will return right after this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005. This portion of the news is also brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing.
Welcome back. Well, the economy is still holding strong. Angela has that story and more.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news today, traders and investors are getting some hints about what's happening at the Fed. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says the economy is facing some risks at the moment, but overall is in a good place. The job of the Fed is to keep the economy in a good place as long as possible. Powell notes that unemployment and inflation are running near what the Fed wants at 2%. There was no comment about the possibility of another rate cut. Hewlett-Packard plans to reduce its ranks by 7,000 to 9,000 people with big changes to its business model. The computer and printer makers' layoffs will include voluntary early retirement. The staff shakeup will save HP about $1 billion by the end of its fiscal year in 2022. Investors are very concerned. The stock tumbled on Friday.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Well, thanks, Angela. Rob Shirley, who recently retired as general manager of the Beatty Water and Sanitation District, has been appointed to the board of directors of Valley Electric Association. The board interviewed 3 candidates on October 2nd before voting unanimously the same day to appoint Shirley to the open position. He will be sworn in at the cooperative's next board meeting, which is October 17th. Shirley will fill out the unexpired term of Rick Johnson, who resigned from the board in late August for health reasons. District 3 includes Beatty, Sacrobatus Flat, and Scotty's Junction. Shirley's term will expire in 2021 when elections will be conducted in the district. Shirley currently serves on VEA's Finance Committee and is expected to remain in that position after joining the board. Well, police say a local mom reported that her daughter may have possession of a stolen car. The Nye County Sheriff's Office report that they've arrested an individual by the name of Trina Cable for possession of a stolen vehicle. On August 3rd, deputies were dispatched to Sherry's Ranch on South Homestead Road in reference to an investigation. While en route, the Nye County Sheriff's Office transferred the officers to a reporting person who stated that she had located a vehicle she believes to have been stolen at Sherry's Ranch, described as a white Cadillac Escalade. She stated that she called deputies out to her residence earlier for a suspicious vehicle that was parked behind her residence off Pluto Road here in Pahrump. The individual stated that her daughter, by the name of Trina Cable, had been associated with the vehicle and had stated that she bought it. The female added that her daughter and a male sped off before the deputies arrived and that the locks on the vehicle looked to have been punched out. Upon arrival at Sherry's Ranch, deputies located a white Cadillac Escalade in the parking lot. When checking through dispatch on the vehicle, it returned stolen out of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department with cautions that the occupants were armed. Deputies watched surveillance video of the parking lot, which showed the vehicle drive in and a male and female exit and get into a white pickup truck that had followed them. The Escalade vehicle was recovered and later towed by deputies. Deputies made contact with Trina Cable, who they say knew that the vehicle was stolen based on the evidence that they were able to collect. She was arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. And an adult high school student reportedly attacked his fellow classmates after he says that they had been teasing him for years.
Patrol members be advised.
20-year-old Samuel Batista has been arrested for battery, child abuse or neglect, and battery with substantial bodily harm. On September 23rd, deputies were dispatched to Pahrump Valley High School in reference to a fight. Upon arrival, they were told that a 20-year-old student named Samuel Batista had attacked two fellow students at the school. They met with one of the victims, who was 16 years old, who stated that he was walking to his third period class when he was suddenly hit in the face and awoke several moments later on the ground. The juvenile said that he had lost consciousness and he did not know what happened. The juvenile stated that the attack was unprovoked and that he was hit by Samuel Batista and he does not know Samuel or why he was attacked. Several other students corroborated this statement. Police say that they found physical evidence that supported the claims that he was in a physical altercation. Shortly after that, a 15-year-old juvenile said that Samuel walked into a two-story building on the campus and then struck another student. He said that Samuel began yelling at him and then began punching him. The child said that he fell to the ground and was hit several more times. There was also witnesses that said that this attack was also unprovoked and Samuel Batista was a suspect. Upon making contact with Batista, police say that he attacked both of the individuals because one of them had pushed him in the hallway and the other one allegedly hit Batista and he retaliated against him. Samuel later admitted to police, according to the report, that he attacked both of the individuals because he was angry about being bullied by them for the past several years. Samuel Batista was then arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Well, the Golden Knights make history. We'll tell you about that right after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Well, the Vegas Golden Knights added a world record to their already historic NHL tenure. The Golden Knights dropped a puck 94,655 feet, the highest puck drop ever recorded, then used it for their ceremonial face-off before the season opening game against the San Jose Sharks on Wednesday. Vegas teamed up with Overlook Horizon to carry the puck in a weather balloon. The Golden Knights tracked the puck's progress on Twitter as the balloon sailed into space before dropping it over the Amargosa Valley here in Nevada. It took 2 hours and 16 minutes for the puck to reach the ground, and 3 scouting groups made a 4-mile hike and scoured Death Valley to find it. The puck was transported to T-Mobile Arena for the game, where Jason Braschek, Travis Smacka, and Scott Williams, the 3 Nevada Nevada State troopers who found it dropped it between the Golden Knights forward Riley Smith and Logan Couture of the Sharks. Well, this October, during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Nevada Coalition to End Domestic and Sexual Violence is asking, what is the #1 thing you can do to end domestic violence? According to the Centers for Disease Control, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men have experienced contact, sexual violence, physical violence, and/or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. On an average, 65 survivors are unable to receive resources that they need because of the lack of resources. The coalition is asking that advocates, medical professionals, educators, survivors, researchers, policymakers, law enforcement officers, business owners, students, and more do one thing to stop domestic violence here in our state. They suggest any of these options. You can be a caring and consistent adult in the life of a child. Talk to loved ones about violence and oppression. Create a culture of consent in your home. Use social media to raise awareness among your peers. Reach out to your local programs to learn how you can help or even listen and validate a survivor of trauma. Well, bullied as a child and as a teen, ending up behind bars for fighting. Now he's a famous MMA fighter who has found a way to turn the tables. Champion fighter Daniel Puder has gone from mastering mixed martial arts to mastering the minds of troubled teens. His school, called My Life, My Power, is a preparatory academy. His goal is to empower high-risk dropouts to get back in school where they succeed no matter where they come from or where they've been. Today, we look at Puder's new, exciting journey. Kim Martinez reports.
Yeah, Daniel Puder, a cage fighter from an Ultimate Fighting Championship.
He's conquered opponents one by one.
Undefeated MMA fighter. I fought on Showtime and NBC.
From MMA to WWE.
On WWE, I was the $1 Million Tough Enough champion.
Professional fighter Daniel Puder knows the mental strength and inner control it takes to succeed. But he didn't start off that way. As a teenager, he had anger issues.
I got into a fight when I was 16 years old and went to juvenile hall for the weekend.
His story of feeling out of control is very similar to that of teens you see today, sitting inside a unique school that Daniel designed and launched in 2018, called My Life, My Power Preparatory Academy.
All of our kids have either been in Department of Juvenile Justice, foster care, failed, expelled, dropped out.
I got kicked out for had some drugs on me.
But long before starting a school, Daniel forged a partnership with Mike Williams, who at the time was the director at a Florida juvenile detention facility.
This guy comes in, he walks in, he's dressed in a suit. I mean, he looks good, blonde hair, blue eyes. And he says, hey, I want to work with your kids. And I looked at him and I said, looked at him, looked at my kids. No, I don't think so. He just kept pushing.
Over 3 years, we transformed a ton of these kids to be able to understand their vision and purpose for life.
But how do you keep kids from getting locked up in the first place? With that question in mind, the idea came for a new kind of school, where Daniel and Mike could fight the inner demons plaguing these youngsters.
It's not like what are their goals on the surface side of it. It's really getting deep on their emotional intelligence and their belief intelligence. Nobody talks about the belief intelligence, but our emotions come from past experiences. So a lot of people have anger, frustration, happiness, whatever that emotion is, but we're never taught on where it comes from and how we can choose it if we want.
Here the kids are given a lot to think about every day.
This ain't no job, let's treat it like a job. It's your calling.
And they're surrounded by teachers who are also life coaches, trained on Daniel's own brand of self-help for high-risk kids.
What Daniel's teaching with emotional intelligence, I like it a lot because it teaches me to stay calm when I'm angry.
We have a 92% success rate. They're coming to school and they're doing good here.
Daniel's out-of-the-box methods may just be the answer when it comes to turning around the most challenging populations of kids in the nation. Kim Martinez reporting.
And thanks so much, Kim. We'll be right back with more news right after this.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real. News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 89 degrees with a low of 60. In Death Valley, 97 and a low of 64. Amargosa, 88.53. Beatty, 86.50. 76.39 in Goldfield. 74 with a low of 39 in Tonopah. Carson City at 80.40. Fallon, 77.38. And finally, Fernley with a high of 78 and a low of 42 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, nice sunny skies. It was a lot warmer today than it usually is. Our high today was 87 degrees. Winds coming out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour, 10% for our humidity, and our sunrise at 6:44 this morning. Now for tonight, we're expecting clear skies. Our low is going to be 57 degrees. It's 84 currently outside. Winds coming out of the east at 6 miles per hour, 16% for our humidity, and our sunset at 6:19 tonight. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we're expecting some partly cloudy skies tomorrow on Tuesday, but on Wednesday we're going to clean up and have some nice sunny skies all through Saturday. On Sunday we're going to have some more clouds rolling in, and that's expected to clear up once again by next Monday. Temperature-wise, looks like we're going to be bouncing up and down just a little bit. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be in about that 80-degree bracket on Tuesday, a high of 88 degrees and 83 on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to drop significantly, way down to 65 degrees for our high, back up to 69 on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, well, Saturday through Monday, we're going to be back in those 70s, a high of 75 on Saturday, and then 79 on Sunday and Monday. Our overnight temperatures are seeing a very similar pattern. On Tuesday, we're going to be seeing a low of 57 degrees. On Wednesday, we're going to drop down to 49, down lower on Thursday to 40 degrees, 44 on Friday, 49 on Saturday, and by Sunday and Monday, we're going to be back up into those low 50s, just around 51 and 53 for our low temperatures on Sunday and Monday. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Looks like it's going to be good weather for Taco Fest. Well, I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.